Can you imagine just going somewhere and just being like absolutely captivated with things? And well, through Airbnb connections in Australia, I got on a plane and then I headed over to Nepal. And there I was sitting at a table in Kathmandu. We just arrived and I was hearing some music. And the musicians were playing. And then all of a sudden, the meals came. And we had Nepalese meals. And I saw this glass, something like this, only a bit bigger. And it had Mount Everest on it. And I thought, what would it be like to actually go to Mount Everest? And I mean, who would think about playing the violin in a plane over Mount Everest? And you could play, or it might be, and we were sitting at this table, and the musicians were just so engaging, so capturing, and my imagination just went ballistic. And I thought, right, let's see. I'm going to keep that in my mind. So next day we were wandering around in Kathmandu and seeing some of the local culture, and then we started our trek, and we went outside Kathmandu. We got on the bus, and just the sights were absolutely beautiful. They were sensational. In fact, they were a bit like this in the background. Can you see this? This is actually Lake Pokhara, which is in the Annapurna region of Nepal, and it actually reminds me about Loch Loch, which is in the middle of Scotland. It's in the Highlands of Scotland, and you see sunsets just like this. And can you imagine going from Kathmandu by plane? So this was part of the trek, and we went from Kathmandu to Pokhara, and there we stayed at the waterfront hotel, which is just in the background there. And you've got people coming down, they're paragliding, or you've got just people enjoying the views here. And I did a Facebook Live from on the edge of the lake, and it was something like this. And while we were at the hotel, there was a group of us sitting around, maybe 6 to 8 people. And I should mention that it was a philanthropic trip, and going to visit schools, playing music at the schools, and experiencing local culture as well. It's really, really fantastic, actually. And it was with Sacred Journeys Nepal. And anyway, we're all sitting around the table, and somebody said, "It's my birthday. It's my birthday. And we're going to do something really, really special. We're going to fly over Mount Everest in a plane." And, you know, the everyone was going, "Oh, that. Are you actually going to do that? And can we do that?" And of course, everyone said, yes, what a great idea. What a great idea. So there were only a certain amount of seats on the plane. And 5 people had said, "Look, we're going to be going on over Mount Everest in this plane." And the tour guide said to everyone, "Does anyone else want to go?" And I thought back to seeing the glass of beer on the table in Kathmandu when I was having a meal with everyone. And I said, "Yes, I'll go. So at that stage, you say, "Oh, well, okay, it'll be a really, really awesome experience." So we actually headed back to Kathmandu by plane. So, can you imagine as a rehearsal? So we got back to Kathmandu, and everyone was a bit nervous, like, we're going to be flying over Mount Everest. We're going to be flying over Mount Everest. So we went to Kathmandu Airport, and all the tickets were, we were flying with Yeti Airlines. Can you believe that? Yeti Airlines. So anyway, we got to the airport, and I thought, well, I'll just take my violin with me just in case. You never know. You never know. And then people were actually single filing. They were single filing onto the plane, and it was a really, really small plane. It was like one of the planes that you take from Glasgow to go to one of the uh, islands off the west coast of Scotland. It might be Mull, it might be Tiree. And so I had the violin case on my back, and I thought, am I going to get this on the plane? Am I going to get this on the plane? So I said to the flight hostess, "Can I take the violin on the plane?" And she said, "Yes." And I'm going, "Oh gosh, this is..." So what we did was, we were on the plane, and I said to the hostess, "Look, is it possible to just honor this person's birthday on the plane and perhaps play a quick tune?" And she says, "Okay." So she said, "Right, we've actually got to sit in the plane. We're going to be really quiet, and you're allowed to take photographs." And I'm so glad, I'm so grateful that there's other people on the plane, because to try and fly over Mount Everest and never have flown before, leave it to the experts, leave it to the hostess. And that means that we can actually concentrate on what we do really well. I mean, this is what I was like in the plane. I was shaking, I was a bit nervous, and I was just really nervous. Oh, goodness me, I'm recreating that nervousness. And then as we're flying over Mount Everest, people are taking photographs, and then the air hostess says, "Hey, you can go, you can do it, you can do it." So this is the tune I played. And then, "Can you do something a bit livelier? Can you do something a bit livelier?" Of course I can. And then there was a clapping of the hands. And I thought, how awesome is this, to be able to be in a plane at 33,000 feet flying over Mount Everest? So this is what I did. And this is for everyone at the Marsh as well. And it was really, really very, very quick. Everyone went like this. And then we flew over Mount Everest, took the pictures, and it was just such a wonderful experience. And then the plane came in, and it landed at Kathmandu Airport, and then we went on our way. But it was just being able to make that moment really, really special for people. And people took photographs, some people took videos. And for me, I submitted an application for a world record to the Guinness Book of World Records for taking Celtic fiddle playing to new inspirational heights. And they wrote back, this was last 2 years ago, and they wrote back in August 2018, and they said, "Dear Mr. MacLeod, thank you very much for your application for taking Celtic fiddle playing to new inspirational heights. The definition, we're sorry to say that your definition is too narrow." And I thought, no, that they're actually right, because through teamwork, through helping people, to move on with what they're doing, through training, through personal development. It really is teamwork. So needing to actually expand that Celtic fiddle playing. So one of my next adventures is going to be doing the same thing again with a group of people. And perhaps it might be people who want to play the violin, play Celtic fiddle. But that means that they'll be taking their inspiration to new heights. And, I got the letter, and I sat down and I thought, well, you've had such a great adventure there. And sometimes we can reminisce with music. And then we can say, hey, we've had an adventure. Let's look forward again. And it's thank you. It's so wonderful to be able to have the live streaming on the Marsh. Congratulations to everyone. It's so much fun, and you're reaching a wider audience as well. And your in-person shows are just marvelous as well.